We are all in various degrees of success, coping with the amazing concept. We just happen to be at this point in space and time, spinning around a planet at 1,000 miles an hour as this planet orbits at 66,000 miles per hour around one of countless stars hurtling at 43,000 miles per hour through one of trillions of spinning galaxies hurtling through practically infinite space at speeds approaching the speed of light. The farther we look out into space, the further we go back in time.
There's not much question at all, but there's life throughout the universe. Some of them are these little people that look strange to us.
The farther we look out into space, the further we go back in time. The farther we look out into space, the further we go back in time.
It's not hostile. It's pretty obvious that if it were hostile, we'd have been gone by now. I happen to be privileged enough to be in on the fact that we have been visited on this planet. The UFO phenomenon is real, although it's been covered up by our governments for quite a long time. That used to be a concern among the people on the inside, but I don't think they're knocking anybody off for that anymore.
I think everyone wants to know where we came from and how the universe began. Cosmos can help us find answers to those questions. Hopefully, when we understand how the universe began, it will give us a clue as to why it began the way it did, or even why it began at all.
could travel into the past, it's mind-boggling what would be possible. For one thing, history would become an experimental science, which it certainly isn't today. The possible insights into our own past and nature and origins would be dazzling. For another, we would be facing the deep paradoxes of interfering with the flow, the scheme of causality that has led to our own time and ourselves, and what the consequences of that would be. Again, are deep debates which only indicate that we don't know what the answer is yet. It's still somewhat of a heretical idea to suggest that every interference with an event in the past leads to a fork, a branch in causality of two equally valid universes, one, the one that we all know, love, and the other that is brought about by the act of time travel. The idea of the universe having to work out a self-consistent causality, I know it was appealing to a great many physicists. I don't find the argument for it so compelling. I think inconsistencies might very well be consistent with the universe. Let's turn down all dimensions by one. Imagine that we live in a two-dimensional space. And we wish to go from spot A to spot B. But A and B are so far apart that at the speed of light it would take much longer than a generation time to get there as measured back on world A. Instead, you have a kind of tunnel which goes through an otherwise inaccessible third dimension and connects A and B, and through the tunnel you can go much faster. And so you get from A to B without covering the intervening space, which is somewhat mind-boggling, but consistent with the laws of nature. And what Kip found was that if we imagine an indefinitely advanced technical civilization, such a wormhole was consistent with the laws of physics. That's very different from saying that we ourselves could construct such a wormhole. And one of the basic ideas of how to do it is that there are fantastically minute wormholes that are forming and decaying all the time at the quantum level, and that the idea is to grab one of those and keep it permanently open. And our high-energy particle accelerators don't even have enough energy even to detect the phenomena at that scale, much less do anything like holding a wormhole open. But it did seem, in principle, possible. And so I reconfigured the novel to reflect the new insight, and in the novel, if you read it, you will find that they successfully make it to the center of the galaxy through a wormhole and not through a black hole. The grandfather paradox is a very simple science fiction-based apparent inconsistency at the very heart of the idea of backwards time travel to the past. And it's very simply that you travel into the past and murder your own grandfather before he sires your mother or your father. And where does that then leave you? Do you instantly pop out of existence because you were never made, or are you in a new causality scheme in which, since you're there, and the events in the future leading to your adult life are now very different? The apparent existence of you, the murderer of your own grandfather, when the very act of murder of your own grandfather eliminates the possibility of you ever coming into existence, is the heart of the paradox. And among the claimed solutions are that you can't murder your grandfather. You shoot him, but at the critical moment he bends over to tie his shoelace, or the gun jams, or somehow nature contrives to prevent the act which interrupts the causality scheme leading to your own existence. A profound consequence of Einstein's special theory of relativity is that no material object, no material with a rest mass, can travel as fast as light. I mean, it is forbidden, it is prohibited, it is verboten. There is a commandment that thou shalt not travel at the speed of light, and there's nothing we can do to travel that fast. The reason this is connected with time travel is because another consequence of special relativity is that time as measured by the speeding space traveler slows down as compared to time as measured by a friend left home on Earth. And this is sometimes described as the twin paradox. Two identical twins, one of whom goes off on a voyage close to the speed of light, the other one stays home. When the space traveling twin returns home, time has dilated for him. That is, he or she has aged only a little, while the twin who has remained at home has aged at the regular pace. And here you have two identical twins who may be decades apart in age, or maybe the traveling twin returns in the far future if you go close enough to the speed of light. And everybody knows, everybody ever heard of them, all died, and it's a very different civilization. It's an intriguing idea, and underscores the fact that time travel into the indefinite future is consistent with the laws of nature. It's only time travel backwards in time that is the source of the debate and the tingling, goosebump-raising sensations that physicists and science fiction readers delight in.
era de europeo, y como era de europeo, se lo di a mi prenda amada, se lo di a mi prenda amada para que jugara con él. Ay, como rezumba y frena. Ay, como rezumba y suena, rezumba y va rezumbando, rezumba y va rezumbando mi cascabel en la arena. Anoche por la ventana platicando con Leonor, anoche por la ventana me pidió que le cantara, y que si quería cantar me la cantara por favor. Ay, como resulta el freno. Ay, como resulta y suena, resulta y va resultando mi cascabel en la arena. Resumba y va resumbando mi cascabel.